you remember 8 days ago when Donald Trump fired the attorney general who prosecuted Diddy, Epstein, and Maxwell? Well, we may now know why he did that, because when asked a question of the White House long about Maxwell and whether or not he'd pardon her, he gave an answer that I'm sure won't surprise you, but it's still shocking to hear nonetheless. Donald Trump also admitted, he accidentally admitted it, but he admitted he knows what's in the Epstein files. And the New York Times has dropped more evidence of Donald Trump's close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, while Republicans are also now confirming that this is all leading towards somehow getting Maxwell off. And let's talk about how badly this is all playing out for Trump. Now, the reason why Trump needs to do this is because he's fighting for his political life. He's fighting for his legacy. And CNN is saying that this is not going well.
Data analyst Harry Enton is with us this morning. What group are we talking about, Harry?
We are talking about independence, Mr. Berman. And I will say this is the biggest warning sign, the biggest danger sign for President Trump in his second term so far. Why is that? Because it does not appear that there is a bottom to which Donald's support can't fall to. What are we talking about? Trump's net approval rating with independents. You know, there was all this hubbub about Gallup that came out this past week. You see, back in January, it was minus 2 points. Now it's minus 35 points. But what's important here is Gallup is largely matching the average. Back in January, in the average, Trump's net approval rating with independents was minus 3. Look at where it's fallen to now, minus 29 points. That is a drop of over 25 points with the key part of the electorate. If you're not winning among independents, you're probably not winning overall. And when your net approval rating's minus 29 points, you're definitely not winning overall when you're that low with independents.
It's just the size of the drop. It's staggering.
It's huge.
Okay, so how does this compare historically?
Yeah, you know, we were talking about Trump's overall approval rating, that it was the second worst overall. But we look among independents, it is the worst on record at this point. My goodness gracious, worst net approval ratings ever 6 months in among independents. Last time around, Trump broke the all-time record at minus 23 points. He is even lower than that now at minus 29 points. He has broken his own record for the worst on record. As I said at the beginning, there appears to be no fall, and Trump is certainly falling through that floor.
So during the Biden administration, I think there was a lot of thinking that maybe enough focus wasn't being paid to the effect that inflation had on people's thinking. And it may very well be that inflation is playing a bigger role in opinions than we recognize.
Yeah, so inflation in my mind was what cost Joe Biden the presidency more than any other factor, and it brought him down. But guess what? Donald Trump at this point, his net approval rating on inflation among independents, it's actually worse than Biden's was a year ago. Biden was way, way underwater at minus 38 points. But look at Trump and the average of polls on inflation. Oh, my goodness gracious, minus 45 points. I never thought I'd see the day, especially this early on in the Trump administration. The issue that in large part got him elected is at this point the issue more so than any other that is dragging him down. If this is what we have on midterm day come 2026, I can promise you this. The Republican majority in the House, you can wave adios amigos.
Does anyone find that guy to be absolutely annoying? No offense, I guess. Some offense intended, but just like, calm it down. Just be a little, just relax. Regardless, the reason why Donald Trump isn't focusing on the things he was elected to do is two things, actually. One, because he never intended to do it. And two, even if he did intend to do it, he's so wrapped up in the Jeffrey Epstein case that he can't focus on anything else. We all know that all of his people, the FBI, the Attorney General, are all focused on this one thing, because this is something, the only thing, that could take Donald Trump down. And now we also have Donald Trump here not saying that he would rule out pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if she's cooperating?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule.
The answer to that question should be absolutely not. Ghislaine Maxwell is a pedophile. She deserves every year she's going to be sitting in prison. I don't hope anything. I just hope she gets what she deserves. But Donald Trump instead says
something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but
imagine with anyone else. If it's a mass murderer, it's a pedophile. You're asked, are you going to pardon that person? Well, I'm allowed to. No, the answer is no. You should be saying no. Now, Donald Trump let it slip, and he admitted that he knows what's in these files.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who...
Larry Summers, hedge fund guys, Bill Clinton's. So he does know who's in the files. And as we said a couple days ago, it's been reported now that even though Donald Trump said that Pam Bondi never told him that his name was in the files, it is actually not true. Donald Trump was told by Pam Bondi's in the files in May, and that led to them saying that there's nothing more to be released.
Went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people. Where did you see the people laying outside?
So here's how this is going to go down. He's already kind of testing the water. So Ghislaine is going to get interviewed. She is going to testify. When she testifies, she's going to say these names: Larry Summers, some hedge fund people, Bill Clinton, were all accomplices of Jeffrey Epstein. And she's going to say Donald Trump was never around. Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Then MAGA is going to say, thank you so much, Ghislaine. You helped us catch the pedophiles. Thank you, Donald Trump, for helping us weed out the pedophiles in the country. And then Donald Trump will say, because she told the truth and did this amazing thing, I'm going to give her a full pardon. That is where this is all heading. That is where this is all heading. Now, Donald Trump has more pictures. This just came out from the New York Times. Donald Trump has more pictures with Jeffrey Epstein than I have with my grandma. He has so many pictures with this man. And he's also, like he mentioned, there's this book now where there's another note to Jeffrey Epstein where it's October 97. He says, to Jeff, you are the greatest. And Tim Burchett has even admitted, too, that they want to get Ghislaine's, I'm going to assume, false testimony in exchange for giving her a lenient sentence or pardoning her.
The government has said in its filings that they don't trust her. She's a liar.
No, she is a liar, and she's a dirtbag. And,
so then why subpoena her if you can't trust her?
Well, because the one thing we got holding over her head is if we find out she lies, she goes back to her original sentence, and that's looking at lifetime. And if she's looking at maybe parlaying this into reducing her sentence, then we could have some leverage there.
The real answer here is, why would she say anything poorly about Donald Trump if she knows that if she tells the truth, she's never going to get out any sooner, and her chances of getting out tomorrow or in a year are greatly increased if she lies and helps Donald Trump out. That's where this is all heading, is what I'm thinking. Thank you so much for watching. As I said, we're going to keep following the story, so do subscribe, and to stay up to date, hit like on this video so more people can see it, and I will see you next time.